Oh man, we got some packages. What is up, everybody? Today is an exciting day. We got that surprise that we were talking about in the last video. It just showed up, so let's go check it out. Zeppelin.
Look at you. We're gonna have 2 videos in a row.
You eating all my chips?
They're my chips.
God. Don't mind the garage. It is a mess right now, but that's okay. Check this out, guys. Got 2 whole pallets. Okay, so I already opened it. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is our new 150-gallon growout tank for the fish for the pond, for the greenhouse. So let's get this all unboxed, and then I gotta figure out how to get it in the house. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. Okay, so the tank is not actually that heavy. I think I'll be able to get it inside just fine. But I got these little suction cups. Sorry guys, I got one hand. So these are supposed to be rated for 200 pounds each. And I got 4 of them, so it should be plenty enough. But you can see, lift the whole tank up with one. So we'll get this all inside, and then yeah, we'll go from there. All right, we got it into the house. These little suction cups were a lifesaver. Here's the stand. We had to move a bunch of plants around. I gotta wash this wall real quick, but stand seems pretty nice. And then here's the sump for it. So I'm gonna clean this wall, and then we'll start getting stuff set up. So like I said, this is a SCA 150-gallon rimless aquarium, and we are going to be using this for the growout tank for all the fish that are going in the pond in the greenhouse. So this is going to help us raise all our silver arowana, all our peacock bass, some of the cool catfish we're going to get. So you guys can see this is a pretty good sized tank. It looks super good. I like the stand a lot. So far I'm pretty happy with everything from SCA. Comes with this big sump. So for those that don't know about aquariums, this is what will house all the filtration components and everything like that. But the one thing is it came with plumbing, but it didn't come with any of the plumbing that runs from down here into the sump. So I'm gonna have to do all that myself, and I'm gonna kind of switch out some of the things with the plumbing and do it better. I'm probably not gonna use these filter pads in this media. I might use it at first, but probably not for long. So now what I need to do is trying to find a gate valve and some of the components to get this all plumbed up. If I can find those for sale locally, we will get that going today. If not, we will have to wait and then get that set up another time once I order some stuff online. But yeah, we'll get it all plumbed, get it filled with water, make sure it's not leaking, get some sand in it, and then we will start cycling it, and it will be ready for fish in no time. Okay, so we got all the parts we needed to get this all plumbed up and ready to go. So this is what the inside of the overflow box will look like. So the water flows into here, then it comes into here. This will be the return, so it'll pump water up. And these are little elbows that I can point wherever I want. And then this will be the main drain pipe. So water will come and drain in here, and then if this ever clogs up, this will be the emergency drain. That's why this one's lower than this one. So that is how that will work. And then pretty much everything will come down in here, and the main drain will have this valve so you can regulate how much water it is to keep it quiet, and that'll drain into here. The emergency drain will also drain into here, and then the water will flow through the sump and then come into here into the return compartment. That's where the return pump will be, and that'll pump it back up. So right now we're gonna get this all cleaned up and then work on getting it all plumbed together and start putting water in it, and then I'll show you all the equipment I got in a little bit. So we got this, everything that's gonna go in the overflow box all glued up. I got the bulkheads glued on. I made an absolute mess, so it looks like trash. So if you're doing something where you care about, I would recommend not making a mess, but I don't really, all this stuff's never gonna be seen, so I don't really care. If I was doing a nice reef tank or something, it might be different. But what I'm gonna do is run a bead of silicone around the bulkhead just to be extra safe. I know it's kind of a controversial thing, but I know it won't leak if I do that. So I'm gonna run a bead of silicone, and then we'll stick these through, get these screwed on, and then we can start getting sand and water in the main tank and start plumbing up everything for the sump. Okay, so the bulkheads are all installed in the overflow. So I'm gonna use this, get some water back in the overflow box, and we're gonna make sure that's not leaking. Once we confirm that that's not leaking, which I'm praying that it's not. I'm always nervous about bulkheads. But then we'll start filling up the rest of the tank with the water we have. So yeah, let's see what's going on. While we're filling up the rest of the tank, we'll start working on the rest of the plumbing too. But so, moment of truth. All right, no leaking so far. So I'll probably leave that for 5 minutes or so and check it again. If everything's good, we'll start filling the rest of the tank up. Okay, so we got a little bit of water in it. Everything is holding just fine. The bulkheads aren't leaking at all, which is awesome. So now before I get too much water in it, well, it probably doesn't matter, but I'm gonna throw some of the sand in it. This is the sand I am using for now. It's upside down, so good luck reading it. And I'm using this just because I found it locally for no particular reason. So get some of this in here and then keep pouring water in. So Seems as if I've made a mistake. Probably the first one ever in my life, but you know, this is supposed to be on here. Like this, you know, so it can screw on there. For some reason, my dumbass thought this would fit over here after it was all glued. It does not. So now, gotta make a trip to Home Depot. Okay, so the tank is all filled up and it is running. Everything's going good. So we finished up all the plumbing. It was dark, so we didn't film some of it. We got that all done, and then we got it all filled up. It took like, what, 3 or 4 days to fill up because we've been using RODI water, which isn't necessary, but I want to use it for this setup and then remineralize it. I'll show you that later. But so this is the plumbing. You can see how we got it all set up. Pretty simple. Here's the return pump. Returns it up into here. That goes up there, and then it comes from the overflow. This is the main drain with a gate valve, and then this is the emergency drain. So pretty simple setup. We kind of just got the return pump plugged in right now just to get everything running. We're trying to get this water to clear up from the sand. But yeah, and then we got over here, we got our heaters and some other stuff. So we're gonna get all this set up now, get this cleaned up. And then I also got an MP40 and an auto top off system for my old reef tank that we're gonna use. So we'll get that all set up there and then get the tank cycling, and that'll be it for now. All right, so we got everything hooked up here. Everything is running and ready to go. So let me show you what we got going on, or what the plan is. So here's the sump. This is the return compartment. I'm gonna have an automatic filter roller in here, but for now I just have it pouring onto this floss. And then this is just some biomedia that the tank came with, but I'm gonna switch this out for some better biomedia. And then in this compartment, we are gonna have some K1 media. And then this compartment is the return, the heaters, and the auto top-off sensor. And then this compartment is just an auto top-off. Then you can see we got all the electronics over there hooked up. Everything's done. So feels nice. This is it pretty much. We're letting it come up to temperature. And then we're gonna start cycling this. It'll probably take few weeks or a month or whatever to cycle it. So I'm gonna add some ammonia, and then since we used RODI water, I'm gonna use SCA Replenish to remineralize it, because RODI water, you gotta have some minerals and stuff for the fish. And then I'm gonna try this stability. It's just like bottled bacteria that helps cycle it faster. I don't know if it'll help or not, but figured I'm gonna try it out. So yeah, that is pretty much it for now. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments, and I'll let you know once it's cycled and we are ready to get some fish.